How's it going, guys? Today we're taking a look at the Transformers movie masterpiece, Blackout. He is from the 2007 Transformers film, and I will say this is one of my favorite purchases of 2026 thus far. And this is not me being biased because I love the 2007 Transformers movie. Granted, it's a small factor, but I was originally going to make a video on Zeta Toys Astro Train, who you see right there in the background. But once I got him in the mail yesterday, Blackout, I kind of said screw this toy right now, as I smack my light. Blackout here is a wonderful recreation of the Sikorsky MH-53 Pavlo. And getting into the details here, I am quite surprised on a knockoff company actually using actual US military tempographs. Granted, I know this is to be accurate to what the Pavlo in the movie was. I'm just saying I'm a little surprised. I don't know if Bone Crusher, who I do have on the way as well from the same knockoff company, is going to be like this, but I really hope it is, because I love this thing very much. Why is that spelled upside down? Okay. But getting into the details here, wonderful paint apps on the cockpit. I love the tempographs there, and the pilots actually have their names on the side of the chopper. Going along the side here, wonderful detailing. 4500 X-ray right there. No handhold. I like that they put it there. That's funny. Keep away. And on the tail, it says Blackout, but upside down. Turning it around, it will say Blackout normally, right there. And yeah, I love how accurate it's trying to go to be like what it was in the movie. I'm super happy that it was done like this. And I'm pretty sure the actual NPM was like this as well. I do not know that for a fact though, because I've never handled the actual NPM figure. And looking at accessories, here we have a wonderful recreation of Scorpionock from the movie. Underbelly is nice and metal. Nice little fearsome looking face. I gotta move my lights around apparently. Fairly screen accurate. Red apparently bled down the side of his cheek, so I'm going to say he ate somebody. What was his name? Sergeant Donnelly, I believe. He probably ate Sergeant Donnelly from the movie. And Scorpionock has a nice range of articulation. We'll just get his out of the way now. Head can go up and down. We can spin around, I believe? Yeah. We can spin around like so. Arms can go forward, up, down, out, and got a nice elbow there. Tail, you can fold like so, as well as a hinge joint here at the base, hinge joint right there, and a little ball joint for the tip of the tail. So, neat little mini con there. It also comes with 2 Gatling guns. I do not believe they're Gatling guns though, because if I remember the movie correctly, he had like a sonic weapon that looked exactly like a Gatling gun. So I'm going to believe that's what these are. Or at least one of them. Then the last two are blast effects. Got one for one of the miniguns, and then this one I use for his chest gun, which we will get to in robot mode. For comparisons, here we have the Transformers Revenge of the Fallen Voyager class Grindor, who is a repaint of 2007 Blackout, so this one stays on my 07 shelf. And you can tell how the size difference between the two of them. I need to figure out what's going on with Grindor here, because he is not holding together at all. And the only other comparison I have, here he is with Fast Action Battler's Blackout from the 2007 movie. Pretty neat. I like, it actually has some details that the Fast Action Battler has too. Or let me rephrase it, the Fast Action Battler carries some details that the movie guy actually does. I'm quite surprised. Saying the fact Grindor or the 07 Voyager Blackout never did that. Oh, I hate this chair when it comes to recording. But that's pretty cool. And we're going to get into transformation. And robot mode for Blackout is really good. It is a very faithful recreation of the movie Counterpart, and I find that I don't get bored at looking at this thing. Transformation on it at first, when I got him, it did confuse me a little bit, but it also doesn't help that when I got him in the mail, I did not realize that his feet were misassembled yesterday when I tried to transform it the first time. His right foot, or his left foot was on the right foot, and the right foot was on the left foot. And same goes for these two panels on the inside. I tried to transform it, and nothing was lining up. I went to go watch the JTS video from MGO on Blackout, and that's when I came to the realization that his feet were on the wrong side. So after a 5-minute fix, it's literally 6 screws I had to undo and just try and swipe over parts. Because, you say swipe now instead of swap over parts. Anyway, after swapping over those parts, he's been able to transform very well since. And I like it. Just getting into his head sculpt there, it is a wonderful, wonderful looking head sculpt. And just going down the entire character's sculpt, it is just phenomenal for me. I know I like to say all this good stuff about the movies. At the same time, I also know there's people that hate the movies with a burning passion. In this channel, each their own. This is my thing. I like the 07 movie a lot. So this Blackout is like eye candy to me. And it's a very tall figure too. Just for comparison, I'm going to bring in my other 07 Decepticons. Here is Barricade, Starscream, and our one true Lord and Master. With the top of his rotors there, He comes up to same height as Starscream almost, just underneath Megatron. But if I was to get rid of the chicken legs, he'd be taller than Starscream. He'd also be back heavy. For other comparisons, here he is with the 2009 Voyager class Grindor, who's a repaint of the 07 Blackout, as well as the Fast Action Battler Blackout. Again, this is my Blackout. This is my favorite Blackout. I don't think I'm going to bother getting the, actually, if I'm going to complete my 07 shelf, I'm going to have to get him. Okay. I was about to say, I might just consider this as my go-to Blackout and ignore the 07 Voyager. But now that I think more about it, I'm still going to need the 07 Voyager just to complete my 07 collection. Getting those two out of the way now. Articulation on Blackout is something to get used to. For starters, we're just going to tilt down that refueling prod. Head is on a really nice and expressive ball joint. He can look down that far, and he can look up only that far. Arms, they can go forward. They can go back. They can go in and out. He's got a bicep swivel. 90 degrees of bend at the elbow. Wrist pivot. Hand pivot. Wrist swivel. And he has individual fingers. He does have a waist swivel, but it's hard to get to from what I've experienced with this thing recently. Just going to flip that up, and we're going to try and flip this up. There we go. It is there. You just got to manipulate it a certain way. Lock that all back into place. Actually, I have to bring it back up. Legs can go forward that far. They can go back that far. Legs can go out that far. He's got a thigh swivel there. I'm going to consider this his knee with the double joint there. Get about, I'm going to call that 90 degrees of bend for a faux knee. Ankle tilts as well as rear ankle tilts, which is pretty good. So yeah, he is posable. It's just a case of working around his body armor. I'm just so happy to have this thing. The same company that made Blackout, I did also order their knockoff Bone Crusher. So after he comes in, I'm just going to have to get Brawl, and my 07 Masterpiece Decepticons will be complete. For accessories, we're going to bring in his one Gatling gun here, mounted on his arm, so it's like the sonic cannon he had in the movie, because that's what I think that is. And for his other arm here, we're going to put his rear propeller. In this case, the top of the helicopter mode. I forgot to mention that when we did the transformation, or when we were in vehicle mode. But yeah, that's the top of the... That is the top propellers of Blackout's helicopter. And it works pretty good. For his Gatling gun here, we can give him a blast effect. So just get him in a firing pose almost. And we can give him, we're going to do this one. It just pegs right in there very securely. Like so. And he also does the chest cannon, like the movie. So we're just going to fold this panel out, and there is his chest cannon. Bring it back up till we feel a soft click. It's pathetic, but it's integrated, so I'm not going to complain too much. In this one, I like to give him his big old bloosh. This is not me trying to steal from MGO. I adore MGO's videos. But this is how he looks with that. And that is really cool. We're going to bring in the other Gatling gun just so it is on him. Peg it in right there. And one more thing we can do with Blackout involves Scorpion Knock. So we're just going to tuck him into almost a fetal position, whatever the Scorpion equivalent to fetal position is. Like so. And he can store on Blackout's big back. Just tabs in right there. I will be honest, I have not figured out the whole backpack situation, but I guess that's how it's supposed to sit. Like so. And okay, that works. Do I recommend this for anybody that's interested in a movie Decepticon? Of course I do. Do you like a challenge? Okay, get him. But not him. I love Megatron. I love the movie. I do not like that toy. If you're a fan of just the character of Blackout, he is a definite get. He shares cues of the Studio series, which I do plan on getting the knockoff version of, so it's going to be the same size as this almost. He's a good toy. I'm looking forward to getting Bone Crusher and Brawl. Then I'm going to have my entire Movie 1 Decepticons complete. If you like the video, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.